everybody. This is the next session in the allowing the flow of money into our lives. My name is Elana Michelson, for those you don't yet know me, and we'll start the session now. You had a question, Noria.
Yeah, hello. I would like to ask, I've heard Joe Dispenza talking about how rich people act, and he told about his own story, that once he had a kind of disaster with his body, and he was unable to walk for a period of time since he had a bicycle accident. So he promised himself that once he be able to walk
again, a plane crash.
He had a bicycle crash where a truck crashed into him in a road, in a circle.
Okay.
It was a big turn, and he flew up the air like 20 meters, and 6 of his backbone were broken, and doctors told him that he must go through a series of operations. Unless he does that, he wouldn't be able to walk again. And he decided he didn't want to do the operation, and he went and do meditation like for 2 hours, twice or 3 times a day. In these meditations, he would go in and try to heal himself, try to look at his own thoughts and try to see what kind of thoughts brought him to that accident. And he wanted to change that. And he said that in the first 6 weeks, he wasn't able to change the pattern of thoughts. He just would come back to them again and again and again. And after 6 weeks, he was able to start looking at his thoughts from the outside and start to understand that those were patterns that he went back on and on to them. And only in the 7th week, he started to change the pattern. And on the 10th week, he understood that he went a very big breakthrough and change. And they released him from the bed that he was strapped to, because and then he went up and he stood up and started walking again. Without crushing, without. So it's a very big story, personal story of him. And he said that he promised to himself that once he will be able to walk again, he would devote his life to the research of the connection between the mind and the body. And now he said that the body is the mind. Very, very interesting. And he said that he perfected for himself a vision of life from which he is waking up very enthusiastic and with lots of energy every morning to do this research and to help other people to awaken to that and to do the very transformative change within themselves. So he said, if you don't work from this kind of vision, a very big vision, if you work only from this very narrow and limited perspective of I just need the money, you won't be able to break, this kind of glass ceiling of income. Like you must develop this kind of great vision in order to get that very high enthusiasm to wake up every morning and change your energy, your level of energy that you walk with day to day.
Okay. All the visionary people Talk like that. Say that.
Say that.
Read, Think, and Grow Rich. He says, what are the value that you are giving? Don't focus on the money, focus on the value. The more value you give, the more money comes in. T. Harv Eker says, get paid by results. Don't get paid by the hour. Offer, Bart Baggett, my new mentor for the handwriting analysis, offer a transformational package. You're not counting how many hours the package is going to take. You're counting what are you offering at the end of the package. What's the client going to get when he finishes the package? Okay. My other mentor, Martin Rothery, he only charges if you get results. You don't get results, he gives you your money back. And funnily enough, there have been people with him who have actually gotten the results, wanted to cheat and asked for the money back, came back a few days later, said, didn't work at all. He says, well, you took the money back. Deal's a deal.
But they wanted to cheat.
They wanted to cheat. They gave the money, then they asked for the money back, said it didn't work when it really did work, and then it went back to not working. They cheated.
And did he give him the money back, or did he check with him?
He gave them the money back, and they went back to the same place they were in the first place, even though they had been healed initially. Wow. They asked for the money back before it went back to the old state. It only went back to the old state and then there were people also who didn't pay him, came back, said it didn't work. He says, yes, well, you didn't pay.
Wow.
There is an element to putting a value to your time as opposed to a price to your time. And when you put the value to your time, the rest will kind of come in on its own. It might not be overnight, although the not being overnight could just be a limitation of, me as a person or anybody else who believes that as a person, that it's impossible for me to change my finances from, where I am now to being a multimillionaire overnight. It could be it's a real limitation. It could be it's my own limitation. I couldn't tell you in advance because I don't know. What I do know is that the idea of charging for value as opposed to charging for hours is a scary idea on the one hand, but a much loftier and easier idea to deal with on the other. Because there's sometimes when I feel that I'm working with someone and that the bottom line is that I do know that if they work with me for a long enough period of time, if I give them enough sessions, the things will change. Okay. But when they come to me, they say, I can't possibly pay you that $10,000. I don't have $10,000 to pay you. Right. So if I then put the price on my value of $500, that's not giving my value very much worth. So there's some sort of balance that I need to find, which I haven't yet found for myself yet. All right. But I'm working towards it because I'm getting more into the handwriting analysis and I understand it better. And I understand how you can make a whole process out of not just handwriting, but including handwriting, including NLP, including hypnotherapy, including, creating your life through writing. And I told you yesterday that I started writing my morning pages, which turned to evening pages, which now turned into a journal from the future, talking to my present self, telling me what's happening every day in the future, right? In essence, that is creating my life. Because the more I put into it, the more emotion, the more juice I put into that future creation that I'm making, the more chances it's going to come about. I've heard that over and over from people over. I've even seen it in my own life. Right? I've heard people say that when they wake up in the morning and they say, my day is going to be like this, 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 and voila, they did all that and I got all that during the day. And when they don't, things tend to go wrong. Things tend to this. Why people don't do it more often, I don't know. Maybe they're scared. Maybe they don't want to have that element of control. That's a scary thing. Maybe they're sabotaging themselves. There's something inside that's holding them back, right? But I do believe in a transformational package where you can tackle the problem or the issue, I wouldn't say problem, the challenge, from all different angles. And if it takes you a year to work on it, takes you a year to work on it, but the money doesn't go up because you put a price tag on the value, on the result, as opposed to on individual hours that you are working. Right? Now, the bottom line is, if I had, let's say, 12 clients, each one paid me $10,000 for the transformational package, and that's all I worked with all year long, I wouldn't care if I gave each one of them 3 hours a week. That's crazy. How many people give 3 hours a week to one client in terms of, working on this type of stuff? But it would still be worth, totally worth my while to do that. And they would be getting the results that they want to be getting, because when you are working at a constant pace, constantly on things change. It's an equation. You put the work in, and the work does not just mean putting hours in. The work means, getting rid of all the things that are sabotaging, getting rid of all the things that are blocking you, getting rid of the, changing your personality from the inside out. Doing all those things, you are bound to get the changes within a year. I would say there's no doubt about it. Most people will come to me and say, people I've been working with till now, I can't possibly afford to pay you $10,000. You could also say on the other side, and that's what all those other transformational people say, you can't not afford to pay the $10,000, because otherwise you're going to just be paying that $10,000 over the period of how many years to get the same transformation that you would have gotten in 1 year had you just paid the $10,000 for that 1 year. Right? I'm still grappling with this idea myself. I haven't gotten there yet either, but that's where I'm heading to. Because I do believe that the value that I give is going to reflect the income that I bring in. And when I give value for things that I'm passionate about, things that, the passion shows in everything that I say and do, the money can't not come in. See what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So at this point right now, I am working towards creating a transformational package. I might even do a healing journey, but change the name from healing journey to transformational journeys, so that people can actually see what is entailed in a transformational journey. But I do believe that transformational packages or journeys are much more effective than just being paid by the hour, both in terms of what the client gets and what I get.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to have people who are really dedicated to changing. Not people who are like, all right, well, I'll try it, but doesn't work. So whatever, because those people aren't going to be willing to be paid the $10,000 to begin with. Those people are sometimes just scalp hunters, where they're just looking for another therapist, another practitioner, another, whatever it is, saying, well, you see, they couldn't change me either. They couldn't change me either. They couldn't change me either. And those are the ones who are going to pay by the hour. Not only the ones who can pay by the hour, many of them are going to be the ones who they're going to say they don't have money to pay you, but yet they can then go take a, vacation to the Bahamas. Now, I'm not denying them the vacation to the Bahamas. I have no problem with them going. They should enjoy it. They should love it. But don't give me the sob story, you have no money. Say, I'm not willing to pay more for it. This is the money I'm willing to give. And then I can say, well, your results will probably be, not in contrast, but in parallel to what you're willing to put into it. Because that's generally the way it works. Some people have a natural knack. Some people just flows, just like that, whether it be in exercise, whether it be in money, whether it be in anything that they do. Other people, the amount that they're willing to put into it, the amount that they're willing to put at stake is in direct correlation to the results that they come out. So does that answer your question a little bit?
Yes. My question was more about maybe how do I create that life vision? How to create that,
Okay, so you have to think in terms of what you're trying to give to the world. What is your value that you are giving them? Okay. Now, can I use how do you say since I know what you actually do, can I use that as an example? Is that okay with you?
The example of what? My occupation?
Yeah, the voice lessons that you give.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. At the present moment, you've been grappling with, an hourly basis, selling a package of 10 hours, selling a package of what would happen if you sold the package where at the end of the package, you say, I'm selling you going on stage and singing your first song and, making the world happy hearing your first song with your beautiful voice.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not saying it's 10 hours. It could be that it'll be 50 hours. It could be that you'll be putting a lot more work into it than you'd be putting in if you were just getting paid that money through. And then you'll have to decide how much money do you need to ask to make it be worth your while too, and to let your passion flow as opposed to stagnate. You're going to feel like they're getting so much and giving me so little and it's not worth my time. Okay, you're going to have to play with that and come to the decision what the value is worth. And when you, speak that value, when you, put it out there, I am sure that any Joe on the street will not necessarily take your package. Someone who is really dedicated and wants to go up in the, ranks in terms of the music world would be willing to do it. You might have to give them a free session first that they can experience you, something like that. You might have to demonstrate what you can do and how you can do it for them. But at the end of the day, someone who's serious will take you up. Most of the people are not necessarily that serious. Most of the people are in their comfort zone, in the doldrums. They don't mind being the couch potato that sits on the couch all day long and just eats potato chips and watches television, goes to work just for the sake of earning the money, comes back home. They've never opened their mind to anything bigger than that. And some people don't want to open their mind to that. They said, leave me alone. I just want to go to my work, come back home, sit down with my family, watch television, go to sleep. I'm fine. When I retire, then I'll start, doing the things that are fun for me in life. Some people like that. And it's fine. I don't have it, I'm not saying anything against them.
Right.
Okay. But those people who are driven, those people who want to get to the top, those people who want to become the famous singer, the next rock star, and have the potential to do it because they're going to put their whole self into it, those are the people who are going to find the money to pay you for that transformational package. Because you're not just teaching them the singing, you're teaching them how to stand on the stage, you're teaching them how to get over the fear of being on the stage, you're teaching them how to draw the attention of the whole audience towards them, you're teaching them how to, change the mood of the audience. It's all part of that transformational package.
I see.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I don't see, around the world, I've been learning voice with people from LA, from London, England, so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And none of them are charging for the whole package. Some of them are charging for 4-lesson package, like 8-lesson package. And then if you want to do like extra workshop and work with other singers and, do more, like you have to pay more. That's their model of working with singers.
Okay. How many of them have made it big, really rich?
Those who made it really big are the ones who work in a team.
Mm-hmm.
They opened a kind of school where they teach others to become teachers,
Mm-hmm.
and they charge you money for the whole year. Like let's say $1,500 for the year,
Mm-hmm.
and then they make you take 10 voice lessons, which you
Mm-hmm.
pay extra, and they make you take extra workshops online, which you have to
Mm-hmm.
pay for each workshop like $200. And like
Mm-hmm.
in the end of the year, you would have to pay like $4,000 a year in order to
Okay,
get to
hold
get
on
to.
just 1 second. First of all, let's take this apart. They have teamed up with like-minded people.
Right,
Okay, not doing it on their own. Number two, they have created a program which, based on their team, made the decision. This is what you need to transform a person from an ordinary person into a voice teacher.
right.
How much money at the end of the day? You said $4,000 you have to put into it?
Yeah, if for 1 year, yeah.
Transformational package. No,
Um,
they're
yeah,
telling
for
you
one
you
year.
pay $4,000 for the year. Yeah, okay, it's a transformational package for 1 year. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that when you make a transformational package, you have to put you don't have to put a time limit on it or anything. Okay. What I am saying is that you pick a specific goal that you want to bring the people up to, and then you figure out for yourself how much money it would take, and then you offer it as a package as opposed to, well, just come pay every hour and then we'll see, how you're doing. And if you don't want to, you don't have to continue. And if you do want, do you see the difference?
Yeah, yeah, of course, yes.
Okay. The package that you're, and it might be that there's some people who come and they see them and they see they're not serious. They see they're not going to manage the end of the year to become, that voice teacher, that voice vocal teacher that they want you to become, that they're offering you to become. They might tell some of those people, look, I don't think you're cut out for it. Either you have to step up or step out, and we'll give you your money back because you're not going to get what you want at the end of the day. Because from their point of view, they want successes. When they have a success, that's advertisement. When somebody asks one of those people, where did you learn how to become a vocal teacher? You're an amazing vocal teacher. They say, oh, from that school over there. That's advertisement. That's word of mouth advertisement, and word of mouth advertisement is the best advertisement you can possibly get.
Mm.
All right. So I don't know how you want to label the package, but I would definitely say that having some sort of label of what you're going to be at the end of the package, as opposed to a 10-hour package, is going to get you further. It gives people the vision. It gives people the idea of what those 10 hours or what those 20 hours or what those, $5,000 are going to give them at the end of the day. And you might want to put into some sort of system where you say, this package is going to cost you $3,000. At the end of the package, you're going to be this, this, and this. I don't know what it would be in terms of voice lessons, but at the end of 3 hours, we're going to reassess. And if I see that you're not serious and that you're not doing the work and you're just, then I'm sorry, I won't be able to work with you in that format. Because I won't be able to give you what you need at the end of the day if I don't see that you're doing the work that you need to do. I can only work with people who are really serious, who really want what this transformational package is offering. And if you're not, then I'll never be able to get to that point.
Mm.
All right. So you have to reserve for yourself that little enclosure so that you don't get stuck giving someone 1,000 hours because they're just not serious doing it. They just
Of
come, they don't
course.
practice in the
Yeah,
middle, they don't, right?
yeah, and to do a very, an agreement,
Mm-hmm.
uh, on if they stop the program, what they are entitled to get back, what kind of money they leave.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. All those are the small details to the package. But
yeah,
as opposed to just offering 10 hours of voice lessons, give them a result. You're not buying 10 hours of voice lessons. You're buying the chance to be on stage. You're buying the chance to put out a disc. You're buying the chance to, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It gives the person the vision as well. They know where they're going to. Right? Now, this is, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip, which I'm going to install into my transformational package once I finish formulating it, is I'm going to have them write a letter back to themselves from their future self, saying all the things that they've accomplished, all the things that they've learned, all the things that they're able to do now that they weren't able to do beforehand. Okay? Now, in general, I would not necessarily base it on, money results, because I think that the money results, it definitely takes a very big inside change to change a person from the idea of being a blue collar worker who's working by the hour to being a multimillionaire who's earning money for the value that they're offering. I don't think one transformational package usually is enough to do it, except for some people it might, yes, be enough. But I think it's more of a process. And that's why most people offer these transformational packages don't offer it. They teach you how to give the transformational packages in a more business-oriented course. Okay, it's not the original transformation that they're offering. It's the secondary or the tertiary transformation they offer you to take. And so all you have to look at it as a process. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something that you have to change inside. And anything, they even say, whether it be handwriting, whether it be with affirmations, whether it be with tapping, with anything, to change a habit, it takes approximately 30 to 60 days. If you're working on it on a daily basis, seriously. And someone pointed out to me, which I totally agree with, the handwriting analysis, graphotherapy, okay? You change a stroke. And as you change the stroke, you're changing your neural pathways. You're also doing something else. Every time you work on changing that stroke, you're reaffirming what it is your intention is that you want to do. Now think about it. If you do 5 pages of that stroke every single day, and on each of those pages you have 300 letters that you're writing, so that's 300 times 5, 1,500 times that you are reaffirming within that period of time of the day that you are changing from this character trait over to another character trait. When else would you sit down and do 1,500 affirmations? Right? You wouldn't sit in front of the mirror and say 1,500 times, I am now rich, I am now rich, I am now rich, I am now rich, I am now rich. That's 10 times, I am now rich, I am now rich. You would never do that. When you're doing it with the handwriting, you're doing it 1,500 times each sitting, or however many times it is, but certainly a lot more than you do when you say in front of the mirror.
Right.
Okay. Now, from my point of view, whether you're getting the actual transformation from changing your handwriting or whether you're getting it from reaffirming your intention 1,500 times is totally irrelevant. At the end of the day, you're getting it in a very easy way. Right? Might be a little bit boring, but when we were little, we also wrote down 1,500 times the letters that we wrote.
Right. Yeah.
Till we learned them, till we hypnotized ourselves into them.
Right.
Okay. So at the end of the day, for me, any process that I use that works, whether it be a placebo, whether it be a different way of affirming your affirmations, whether it be a different way of putting forth my intentions, if it works at the end of the day, that's what counts for me. I created the change that works. And I told you in yesterday's workshop about my M's, and apparently it did work. Now, I do believe there's more to it than just, affirming what I want, the intention, because something else changed in my personality as well. So I do believe there's more to it than just reaffirming your intentions 1,500 times a day. There's something to the neurological pathway that you're creating that changes something else in your personality.
Right.
Right? But at the same time, if you think about it in that way, reaffirming your intention 1,500 times a day you're probably going to get pretty far that way. No?
Right.
Right? So it could be that if you chose some sort of stroke and you said, this stroke is going to represent me earning money, and you made that stroke 1,500 times a day, and then you put it into your daily writing, however way that you want, it could be that would also work. I'm not denying it. You can try it. Maybe I'll try it. We'll see if it works. But I do believe that there's also something else to the neurological pathways that the handwriting is a picture of, and it shows you what that is. And people come to you all the time and say, oh, well, I've studied that and I haven't found it all to be correct. Well, the question is, who did you study it with? What book were they using? What were they using as their processes and everything? I know that the handwriting analysis university that I'm studying at right now, they will only choose traits that they have found to work 100% of the time. And people come up and they say, well, this one I heard also works, that one I heard also works. He goes, well, have you tested it? Have you found it to be correct 100% of the time? No, then we're not going to put it into our coursework, because we are only choosing things that we have seen work 100% of the time. Right? Okay. So I feel a little bit more confident over there than I do with some of the other grapho analysis schools that are out there. But did I answer your question? It's my question again.
Yeah. You say be more concentrated on the value and try to make and make a program that you will be paid by results and not by the hour. Yeah.
Now, my personal opinion is, once you come out with a package like that, and you might have to give away one package for free just for the advertisement so they can then advertise you. I'm not denying that. But you will end up getting more serious people. Not people who just, oh, well, I want to try voice lessons and see how it is. Oh, no, I don't really like it so much. All right, can I have my money back? I don't have time for it now. Can I have my money back? You're going to get people who are serious, who want to go on stage, who want to become famous singers, who want to, or who just really, 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 really enjoy the singing and want to improve their singing, regardless of whether they go on stage or not. But you're giving them the capability to be able to go on stage if they wanted to. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I also believe that there is a definite correlation between what you are going to be looking for if you gear the package to those specific people and who you're going to be bringing in. You are probably not going to get the teenage kid who just wants to try it out if your package that you're selling is to put you there on stage.
Right.
And if you do get that person, you will probably be able to weed them out within the first one or two lessons or sessions and tell them, look, you're not serious. You're not doing the work properly. I'm going to give you paid the first 20%. I'm going to give you back half that 20%. So that, covers at least the time that I put into it. And, good luck in your life. Whatever deal you come up with, you have to think about what would be fair, what would be, what you would feel is, worth your time to still do it so that you don't, totally lose out. You don't want to get a whole bunch of people who pay absolutely nothing and, given the time and you end up with nothing at the end of the day. So you have to come up with some sort of package that gives the value. You're paying by the value that you're getting at the end of the day, but still people have to have some sort of skin in it so that they become serious. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
think that's a lot of things to to process and to think about, and it's a very big transformation for me. To go from working by the hour and working with whole package of value.
Right.
Think what could I offer, in return for that kind of money,
Exactly.
Because I really, if I do offer this kind of thing, I really want those people to start performing, recording, going out, putting themselves out in the world. So, more results will be, at my behalf,
Exactly. And then not only that, but people say, "Where did you learn that?" And they say, "Oh, Aria taught me." And
Right.
then they'll look into it as well. It's your name that goes out, right?
Yeah. I really would ask if we can finish the class in like around 10 because I have another student coming in.
Yes. Okay, so we can finish it now. We don't have to go through all the declarations because I think that takes longer than just the 3 minutes that we have left.
All right.
So we'll skip that for today. That's okay. And thank you. You brought up a very interesting, important point, and I think it's something for us to all contemplate about when we are, obviously if you're working by the hour and you're happy working by the hour, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But if you want to expand yourself, if you want to be in a place where, you feel like you're really doing something, how do you say, I wouldn't say necessarily just important, but that you're giving some value to the world or to somebody else, then getting paid by the hour for our type of work as opposed to offering some sort of transformational package isn't going to do it for you. You'll still be able to, make money, but you'll constantly be in that rat race trying to make more per hour.
Right.
So
I even think about, um, making a small team of 2 or 3 people in order to get to that place,
well,
So it won't be only dependent on my own power and ability to teach, but to make it, whole, more
right.
holistic, more.
Well, think about what the teachers at that school that you went to did.
Yeah, I already know.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. And not just that, but when you work collectively, we all know that the work is exponentially more productive.
Right.
So
Exactly.
definitely there's room for that. And I look forward to hearing good things about that.
Well, I'm starting,
Okay, but I think it was a very important conversation. So I thank you for bringing that topic up.
Wow,
And
thank you very much. So much information, so much, valuable information. Very, very, very insight. A lot of insight.
thank you. So we'll see you next week.
Sure.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.